It's time for Milberger's Gardening South Texas, live from Milberger's Landscaping and Nursery at 1604 in Bulverde Road. During the next 2 hours, our experts will help you with your gardening questions when you call 210-308-8867. That's 210-308-8867. Or come by Milberger's during the show and have your question answered in person. And now it's time for Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
Good afternoon. Welcome, everybody. Happy Saturday, and welcome to another Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Alex Escobar here with Dr. Calvin Finch and Mark Peterson. We're out here on the patio here at Milberger's. It's a hot one today, so come on out. If you have any questions, come on up to the patio and ask them. If you're listening, give us a call at 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867.
A little breeze has come up.
Yes.
Thank goodness.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right.
All
We
right.
had some difficulties earlier.
Yes. But everything's good now. And we had a very rainy beginning of this week. Things are still drying off. And Calvin had from what I heard, a wonderful Monarch class on Thursday.
I need to thank the Wilson County Master Gardeners. It was we had a full house. In fact, we had bigger than a full house. And we had to make some tough decisions on who got the plants and who got the seeds. And they went ahead and made those decisions. And but it was a great discussion, and one thing that didn't work for me was it's hard to continue giving your presentation when they are over there allocating germinated milkweed plants and
arguing. I was going to say,
Yeah.
were they arguing?
No, they were pretty decisive about it, but they were maintaining the line and everything. But it was great. Nice facility. Once I found it, we used the courtroom for the class. And it was, of course, 6 o'clock on Thursday. But a great job. This is the second year in a row that we've had a full house, every chair filled. But good volunteer team available, too. And so it went well. And discussion was, the questions were, some of them were pretty sophisticated. Some of them were more basic, but it was kind of the questions alerted me to new issues, and it was I enjoyed it and learned a lot from it too. So it was great. Thank you. And then we got one class left.
One left. One more.
And that is a week from Saturday at the in New Braunfels, and that's sponsored by the Comal County Master Naturalists and the Master Gardeners, and it's at the facility, their garden and headquarters out there on 325?
Yeah, 325 Resource Drive off of 46, State Highway 46.
And it's at 9:30, and this is they wanted me to alert everybody that this is the lead-off class for the day-long event that they have on that day. A number of lectures and lots of exhibits, and a lot of opportunities to get your questions answered, and then they have, as Mark and I have both done some speaking there, they've got a wonderful facility, and the Master Gardeners and the other volunteers take care of it, and that's a great chance to learn about, not only talk about the plants that we're interested in, but also to see some of the things that are grown. And then again, so if you want to register, pre-register, because they always fill up that class too.
Right.
And I'll try to have 40 plus plants and 40 plus seed packets available, just like we did on for the Wilson County group. But you need to. There's an advantage to pre-register so that you'll get priority for the distribution. And for the phone number is you call the extension office there. Do you have a phone number for them?
Yes, the number is 830-620-3440. Again, the number is 830-620-3440.
And that you'll have to call them on the weekdays, but go ahead and sign up, and then they can accommodate 40 plus, probably 50 lecture attendees to the lecture, but we'll only have 40 plants and 40 seed packets available. And also we insisted in the Wilson County group, if you were going to take a free plant and a free seed packet, your obligation was to give us the information we needed, and also to agree to complete the data collection and send it back either by computer or we'll give them a self-addressed envelope that they can send it to us too.
Have you gotten any reports back yet?
Well, I've got not official reports on paper yet, but I have gotten some positive responses on the germination of the stratified seed.
Yeah, you told me you had a gentleman verbally tell you. Was it the Zozotes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, well, was it the Zozotes?
I don't know. Or was it maybe it was showy?
Showy. Yeah, I know the showy and the antelope horn and the butterfly weed have been the three that have been the most successful as far as germination rate. Surprisingly, the Zozotes has not been as successful, and the swamp has not. Green and tropical have been kind of in the middle there. But those that attend the class and pre-register will get a plant that's already germinated. But it is a challenging. That's one of the reasons why we've included stratified seed this time for the first time, is that the transplanting is a challenging effort. We get 50% germination rate on seed, but then when you transplant, it falls to a 10% success as far as survival. So that stratified seed tactic, we're trying that to see if we can have the gardeners involved plant directly into their gardens. And one of the whole ideas of this effort is to get more milkweeds out there available for the monarch butterflies. And Mark, you missed it. We had a great. Were you Alex?
I was here
when Monarch came.
Mm-hmm.
We had a whole series?
Yeah, no, just one. Great big one, and one of the gardeners came up to say, "There's one, there's another one," and so we called Mary and reviewed. I meant to go look at the certified butterfly garden to see if we had more there or if we had some egg laying in there. That situation, and we'll have to do that. Maybe we can call Mary and give us a report.
Maybe, and then maybe listeners can give us a call. Any updates they may have about it at 210-308-8867.
That's right.
We have a lot of experts out there.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm familiar with one teacher, elementary school teacher. She's very good at identifying.
And she came to, I think she came to the class at the Education Resource Center, and she contributed quite a bit there too. Some of the same reports that we had on her students respond to the
to the wasp incident.
Yeah. Well, she talks very skillfully about the issue that we're faced with quite often, or that folks that have a real empathy with the monarchs. Do we try to protect each individual monarch and their caterpillars, or do we concentrate on a mass improvement and the natural, and accept the natural history that that includes that not every caterpillar survives, not every monarch survives, because they're of course challenged by their huge migration, by every time they lay new eggs, the parents die. Any pesticides threaten them, and then of course now that new issue with the wasps being involved. So it's not a simple issue at all. But it is interesting, and it is worthy of your effort. And we thank everybody for participating, and hopefully we'll have another full class in the New Braunfels area.
I mentioned at the beginning we had a good downpour on Monday, or beginning of this past week.
Huh?
We had a good downpour of rain at the beginning of this past week.
Yeah, a couple of days of good rain.
Well, our aquifer level went up 10 feet, which is just kind of amazing.
Yeah.
7 inches of rain, 10 feet.
Oh, man.
Our aquifer is unique in that it rapidly infills during events.
If, as you've brought to our attention many times, if the water, the rain, falls in the right places, or flows
into the right places. So on the contributing, we're talking about both on the recharge zone and the contributing zone, but it's really specific. So Medina Lake didn't get hardly anything because most of the rain was concentrated directly north of town, into 1604 area a little bit, and then further south, but mostly to the northeast, which has limited recharge. I think Georgetown had the most, or Round Rock maybe, but that was over 3 days accumulation. So yeah, it has to hit at the direct place, but fortunately the recharge zone extends very far to the west. It curves around 1604 area, and then it goes northeast towards Austin.
Well, how long before we have our break?
We still got about 5 minutes.
So,
yeah.
We had time.
I want to, before Mark brings it to my attention, can I
well, he's doing
make an apology for my article?
He was doing a mea culpa, and he goes, "Did you notice something?" I said, "Something caught my eye, but I can't remember what it was."
I made the article today emphasizes control of Bermuda grass weeds and sedge, nut sedge, and I talk about some effective herbicides in controlling those weeds. But I made a real blunder in that I took it for stated that one of the products, one of my favorite products in controlling Bermuda grass, that it was labeled. No, I didn't say it was labeled. I said it was. You could use it in the vegetable garden.
You could even use it in the garden, vegetable garden.
which is
That's the exact word.
There are some. The thing about that product is that it has a active ingredient that in some other products is available, is labeled for use in the vegetable garden. There are about 3 of them that are, but the ones that we most normally use are not. And the thing is, the real mistake there is that I should not have relied on the fact that the active ingredient does not kill the vegetables, but you do not use the product for any effort or action if the label does not allow it. And the labels do not. They could have perhaps, but they don't. They don't allow it on the products that I mentioned there. Grass Be Gone and
Orthoneck was, I think, the other one.
Ornament, yeah. And
but we think,
Post and Fusillade.
Do we think Fusillade can be used or no?
The active ingredient that it has is one of those that's listed that can be used, but I don't know that the label allows it.
I believe we have it here. I may look at it.
Yeah, and now Ornament is one that I like to use on control of Bermuda grass. Its active ingredient Floralop.
That's what maybe caught my eye. I'm like, is that the right spelling?
It is.
I think it is.
It is identified in some conclusions or some research, and as a active ingredient in some products that do allow it to be used in vegetable garden, but not for ornament. So that's there. So what I'll have to do, Alex, is I'll have to write a correction. I did mention, thank goodness I did mention that, just to alert everybody, but it was not a strong enough statement. I did mention that it's important that you check out the label to see if the product that you're considering meets your needs. What I should have said, see if the product you're considering meets your needs and allows that particular use. Mm-hmm. So I'll have to do that, make that correction, and then just to remind everybody that you have the label is the law, and you follow the label. And I certainly blundered, but you also have some responsibility to check on those labels to verify when you're using the products. Verify that it's the best product for you to accomplish what you want to accomplish, but also verify that it allows you to use it for that particular issue. Mm-hmm. So we can discuss that further, both today and
tomorrow.
And also when I do a correction in the newspaper, if the newspaper is still accepting me when they find out. But that was another issue that it's been an exciting week.
It definitely has been. We'll talk more about that once we get back from our break. 210-308-8867. We're going to be right back with Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Welcome back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Give us a call at 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867.
You know what, as Milton came by to the nursery, one of the staff told me this week, and you know why I came by?
What is that?
Whopper begonias are available now.
I saw that. There's
some beauties.
I think it's the first time I saw them. Yeah, there's something to look at.
And of course, I couldn't resist either. So I I bought a bunch, and Milton bought a bunch, and hopefully, if you and if you signed up for the phone call, they called you. That's a they do a wonderful job on that phone.
Keeping you updated.
You just if you have a particular plant you're interested in and you want to know when it's coming and when it's here, it does not obligate you to buy it, but if you want it, they'll put it aside for you, and then you can buy it. They'll tell you what it'll cost and everything, and they do a great job on it. And they have made. That's how Milton got the word that the whoppers were back. And there's at least two different. The begonias. One of the attractions to the begonias there's 3 different leaf colors, and there's also 3 different bloom colors, and you can have 3 times 3, so you have 9 different choices basically. And the whopper usually matches that. Now, it doesn't always have all 9, but at least now there's at least 2 different leaf colors and 2 different flower colors that are available. So if you want to get those, go ahead and give a quick call into Milberger's, or come on in. That's even better. Come on in and pick them up because the whoppers are wonderful. If you haven't grown them yet.
What makes them different from just the regular begonias?
They're about 3 times as large, although they have all the good characteristics of the little waxleaf begonias, but they're 3 times as large. The leaves are bigger, the blooms are bigger, but they have those same colors and the leaf size. And the thing about them is they also let you know when they need water. They change color. They look like they should be fragile. They're not. They also are pretty cold tolerant.
Oh, nice.
I made a lot of mine made it through the winter, and so that's one of the advantages. Do you have a question?
Yes, sir. Sure thing. You want to grab this mic so we can? Sure. Yeah. What do we got? Doing good.
Well, I am looking to put a tree in the backyard. Wanted something to do some shade, but not to produce flowers or have pollen. I have a wife who has severe allergies and is ill, and I'm being told to possibly get something like a Monterey oak or the cedar elm.
Well,
he wants a new shade tree. He's got a wife that has problem with allergies, and so he was kind of thinking that it would be better not to have something that's into blooming or berries and things.
Well, all plants bloom. Cedar elm is also known as fall elm, so guess when it likes to put out its pollen? In the fall. Monterey oak, it's already got done and passed. But it's usually February and March. That is producing it. So, I can't think of a tree that doesn't have allergens. But whereabouts are you?
Cibolo.
Sorry?
I meant Cibolo.
A little close.
Oh, Cibolo?
Yeah. See, the nice thing about that area, you have heavy clay soils, and you could do a bur oak. Now, the problem with bur oaks are you don't want to get near the house or your vehicle because the acorns are that big. They look like golf balls.
Hey, I've got a bur oak. They're bigger than
They're
that.
bigger than what? They're tennis balls size.
Well, it'll be in the backyard, so I don't have to worry about the car.
Okay, so other than any allergies, so whereabouts is it? Is it in the backyard?
Correct.
Okay. All shade trees should be at least 15 feet from the house.
It'd probably be about from the house. I would say probably about 30 feet.
Great, excellent. You don't want it right against the fence. If you do have a fence,
it'll be 20 feet away from the fence.
Excellent. You got a perfect spot. So you basically can do any tree.
Any tree.
Those two that you mentioned, I like. those are my favorite ones. Top 5.
Okay. Well,
So
thank you very much.
I would do that, but yeah, there is a little pollen problem. But you know what? When you're talking about pollen covering hundreds of square miles, I don't.
Yeah.
One more won't matter.
You got it. Thank you all very much. Have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you. You too.
Good luck.
All right, what I did is actually we got somebody read your article and was in the chemical area, Milberger's, and he was looking for the grass, the chemicals as well as the fungicide. He had some okra that had either some rust or another fungi on it, and so we're looking at both those. But then, so we finally found the grass be gone. And the Ornithec, and it's another one called Over the Top.
Who's the producer of that one?
This one is Ortho, and this one is Fertilome.
Fertilome, okay.
But I'm gonna take my glasses off because I don't have progressives. And
the Grass Be Gone does have one of the active ingredients.
It has your active ingredients that you mentioned in it.
Yeah.
They put on a dark green label.
And it is one of those mentioned at least one source. Of course, might be an AI source too. Might be not accurate, but that it was could be used for the vegetable garden, but not if the label says no.
On the label, it doesn't mention it specifically, so I had my doubts.
Yeah.
For the Grass Be Gone.
Yeah, they would. When I went into it a little deeper on all those products, the Grass Be Gone stated it was not labeled for vegetable use in the vegetable garden.
So on the over the top grass killer, it's cefoxidim.
Oh yeah, that's one of the products.
So its claims controls brutal grass and over. But you can, it's implying that, vegetables. But you have to go see which specific vegetables it is. And it has a whole list on its label.
List some of those. I know corn is not allowed.
Yeah.
Well,
I do have permission to open this up.
Oh, yeah.
But
that's always allowed.
Yeah, I don't know.
If you can,
maybe I'll make you do it, Alex.
Or if you want to wait a little while, we
can wait over to the next break on that. But anyway, so
if you'd rather have me open it, I will. If you don't want to get.
Oh no, that's what I said. Okay. No, she gave me permission to open.
Okay.
But what was I going to say? So Trace always would tell me a product, and when you were describing it earlier, I said, I bet it was over the top. Sure enough, we have it in liquid form here, and you would spray it. You spray it, it kills lots of things. It kills Bermuda grass, crabgrass, foxtail, quackgrass, and other weedy grasses.
And it mentions that some of the vegetables it can be used.
So it says included flowers, evergreen shrubs, trees, fruits, asterisk, vegetables, asterisk, and then it says see table 2 fruits and vegetables for specific crops.
Oh gosh, yeah, we need to hear that.
And then it also says ornamental ground covers, bedding plants. So whenever next break is, I will sit here and we'll get the blessing and we'll open up.
Don't let them forget, Alex.
No, we won't.
What else? What were we talking about when I was out? Helping a listener, a reader of your articles.
We were mentioning the Whopper begonias, that they're here.
Oh, yeah. That was, we mentioned that Milton had stopped by, and he had stopped by because the Milberger's phone service
Oh, really?
had called him. He, you know, how much he relied on that and how highly he thought of that. And sure enough, they let him know that there was whoppers available again, and at least two of the different bloom colors and leaf colors are available. They look very nice. And so if you want whopper, you've been waiting for more whoppers, they're here. And Alex and I had a little discussion about why would you want to wait for the whoppers? Well, they're wonderful.
No, but that one, yeah, we want specifically the big one.
The leaves are three times the size of the smaller plant, and the plants are about three times the size. But they also have those same positive characteristics. They let you know when they need water, and they've got some cold tolerance, some heat tolerance.
Yeah, both.
And they respond well to pruning and shaping if you want them. In fact, if they're in an ideal situation, they'll want to grow, get kind of leggy. So you may want to be available, ready to cut some of them down. But it's a wonderful plant. It's a great shade plant for San Antonio area and, the whole central Texas area landscapes. And it's here at Milberger's.
It's here at Milberger's, along with a lot of other wonderful products that are on sale.
I saw we had Pentas. We had a whole table of Pentas. And we have 2 tables full of zinnias. Mm-hmm. Many different colors. And then we had, I saw 1 table full of petunias still. I still love petunias. It's still one of my favorites. Beautiful colors.
Oh gosh, those waves are looking wonderful.
I could pick out certain ones that were specific waves, and then other ones that look. I think it's got some genes, genes.
You know, another one of your favorites, plants, is in fact on sale too.
No. Which one is that? I got to get my hard copy out.
The Vincas, yes.
Which he calls periwinkle.
Periwinkle.
Yeah.
Yes, they're in a 4-inch pot. They're regularly $179, on sale 8 for $12. And from what I see, they're disease and deer resistant.
Specifically, deer resistant. Folks, fair oaks, I know you have problems. Get the Vincas in pots, Vincas in beds. Deer resistant. Of course, somebody will always call and say, they're not deer resistant in my neighborhood. Well, as we often say, in most neighborhoods, they're resistant. I can't think of any.
They can get, I know the deer get a little, when you plant something new, even if it's a deer-resistant plant like Vinca that they traditionally do not eat in most places. There's our Monarch just flew by.
Oh, yeah.
Now I forgot my point I was going to make.
It says that their nitrogen carbon ratio is all different, and when they're grown in the nursery, and they're quite tasty.
Oh, but the other issue was that the deer question anything new planted.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah. I've seen them actually when they've tasted things, haven't been interested in the taste, and then they've actually taken their hooves and messed with it.
Well, they spit it out. I thought that's right. They first taste it and spit it out, and then they actually rub it.
Say, this is no good. We don't like to eat this, so let's
get rid of it. Yeah.
But another thing we used to, and we haven't emphasized this like we did in the past, when you put a new planting out there, even when it's deer-proof planting, and it's in deer country, you quite often will put one of the deer fragrances on there to just to give that plant a chance to do that, to get through that nursery situation that Mark mentioned, the diluted chemistry, because they're fertilized so heavily and have a fast growth rate, that they get into some of the potent plants even. They get into a situation when they're freshly planted straight from the nursery. They don't have the chemistry that resists the deer. So one of the ways you get around that is so you don't. Quite often we'll have gardeners say, "Well, you said these are deer-proof," and then next thing they planted them and the deer ate all the tops off or something. And but that usually won't happen if you go ahead and spray one of the products. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think of my favorite product.
Yeah, I know. There's a couple. There was
And of course, Alex, you don't remember that.
No,
I don't believe so.
No, we had listed it, and occasionally I walk past it and go, "Oh yeah, remember that's the Calvin product."
Well, we could probably find that out after this break and get into this bottle.
There were 2 or 3, I know.
Yeah.
Trace had a separate one that he had a different favorite than mine.
Exactly.
And both of them work.
Yes, and then we'll get to this bottle soon and see what the label says. 210-308-8867. We'll be right back with Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Welcome back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Yes. Give us a call at 210-308-8867.
Stay alert. Don't look at your phone.
308-8867.
Tomatoes are here.
Huh? They sure are.
Tomatoes are here.
Are they? Did I read it wrong?
Yeah, tomatoes.
Tomatoes. Oh, I must have missed the page then.
Watermelon, squash, spinach.
Oh, yeah. So it was on the other column. I must have missed that then.
So let's see if there's.
So what we're looking at is a product by Fertilome called Over the Top, and it's listed to kill lots of grasses.
Peppers.
All right, so that's the main. all our main vegetables. So it has little asterisk and says good for over vegetables, and then look at table 2 to find out all the vegetables.
So this.
There you go.
Yeah, this is a product that you potentially could use if your garden is full of Bermuda grass, which it might be. Mine is kind of full of it. The Bermuda grass says this is an ideal. Now with all this rain too, it's going to be especially inclined to grow.
Probably read it easier. So the chemical on these ones that Calvin listed is great. It's called, some of the products are Grass Be Gone, Post, Fusilade, and Ornamec. That's a great product. I love it. People always say, "Well, can you get around a tree?" I don't want to hurt the tree, but I have all this grass. And I went, "Yeah, Grass Be Gone. You can't hurt, even if you spray it on live oak leaves.
No,
it won't be a problem." However, what we were wondering about is over vegetables, and sure enough, Calvin did some research after he had the article out, and then the product I mentioned I thought of was a product called Over the Top, and sure enough, we went in the store here and found a label and opened up its label and read from it. So
yeah, and there was a couple of other products that you might want to research. Are Monterey grass getter. That's the one. Bonide.
Oh yeah, that's
grass beater, and grass max. I can't remember that. That's the clethadone.
Okay, these
yes, ma'am.
Right here, the star. Does that grow in partial shade?
Well, it's a complex situation. It does best. It really is spectacular, constant bloom, if you have it 2 hours of sun. Like if you have I've got it on the east side on the morning sun for 2 hours, and then it goes over the house, and then it even gets a blast of the afternoon sun, 2 hours, and both of them prosper. But if you have complete shade, it doesn't do as well as it does when it gets a little dose of that sun.
We got partial shade in the afternoon.
Yeah. Now it does better when it gets the blast, but it does okay, especially if you get a period when you get a heavy sun and then heavy shade.
So if you get on those live oaks, if you get a little bit of sun coming through little holes in the canopy, and if it would hit some of those pentas, that would be perfect.
It would be worth the experiment, because if this is fits in that situation, that is an unbelievable plant. Pollinators love it. It blooms constantly.
To about mid-November. So from now until mid-November, actually last month, mid-November.
You got to talk into the... All right, sounds good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good
so
question.
The last thing is they were asking was sizes, and it's going to be a kind of a roundy pyramidal one.
Yeah, it could. It's funny how it adjusts to the container size too, and so you can it can be relatively small if it's in a small container, and it can be 12 to 18 inches in diameter if it's in a larger container.
Yeah, so these are what caught her eye, or their eye, is pentas in a number one. So they've been growing there for a while.
What colors?
Well, let's see. We got red on one end, pink in the middle, and white on the other.
And then there's usually we have a lavender.
Or I said pink, but I think that maybe be the lavender.
But there's
one.
a pink too, though.
Oh, is there?
Yeah. See, there's two different kind of.
Oh, that pink is a little arguable.
That pink, the pink is quite often is the most aggressive. But the good news is that they are pretty uniform.
Yeah.
And you put those you can put them all one color, or you can mix those colors, and they do really well. Yeah. It's an amazing plant.
So, yeah, white. I used to write articles on color wheels, mix and match, or what plants. So, yellows and oranges and reds work well. Purple, reds, and blues work
Have
together.
A question?
And then whites work with everything.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. You have to do it. Yes, you do.
Okay.
What's up?
One of our people.
I have a peace lily that is not flowering. Peace lily. It's not flowering.
You understand it?
Yeah, peace lily is not flowering.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Which one? It's not flowering?
Peace lily. Peace lily.
Oh, peace lily.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
white flower. Like
yeah. So we got a big overarching flower leaf with the white flowers underneath. And it's not flowering. Well, usually it stops flowering around this time.
Yeah, when I check in the greenhouse,
Yeah.
they are flowering. Yeah.
Well, usually we say it had too much nitrogen because plants will put on the leaf. I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Put on the leaf as opposed to the flower.
Now the foliage is even attractive, though, isn't it?
Yeah. No, it is. But the specific question is, all of a sudden we had all these peace lilies here, and all of a sudden they're not flowering anymore.
Yeah, in greenhouse.
So,
And they grow in shade, too?
Oh, no, they primarily go in shade.
Shade.
And they're primarily for a limited amount of time, and we do it inside. Other parts of the country, they can do it outdoors. But on the piece of we have to do it indoors or in a patio situation where they would get, like a patio, and you could put them in little planters on the side of the plant, on the side of the patio outdoors. So let's get back to the question. Why aren't they blooming right now? They may go, I'm guessing, and we'll have to ask Pete later on, but I'm guessing is like the orchids, the Phalaenopsis orchids, that they'll go in a period, they bloom forever. Well, sometimes they stop blooming, and they'll go again. I'm thinking, and maybe the peace lilies is that same way. They're just taking a break.
Cyclical kind of
thing. Cyclical, and they may start producing again. I'm going to have to research this overnight. Okay, and I'll tell you tomorrow.
I guess maybe overwatering. Sometimes I say like this.
Yeah.
Maybe overwatering, maybe.
Well, so that's what I was wanting, overwatering, but I don't think that's going to be an issue. It could be, but it's actually more sensitive if we just drop my coffee cup.
I put them on the patio outside.
Right. So we got three things, and one of these may have changed because we do change in the greenhouse. With change of light, direction of light, and the amount of water, change from somehow, and then three, that we changed the nitrogen level. We added fertilizer.
I don't fertilize it. Never.
And so those are the three we're working with.
Yeah, maybe.
Or genetics.
I bought it from here flowering. When I bought it, it's flower. When I bought was flower. Yeah.
All right. So, but we haven't changed the
maybe fertilizer.
Okay. So maybe that is it.
Yeah.
But those are the three things we'll look at when it changes flowering. We change the amount of light and direction, watering, and fertilization. So I think we pretty much maybe the light, or maybe the genetics.
And you're going to go ahead. You're going to go ahead and do some research.
I'm going to do some research on it overnight.
Are you here tomorrow?
No, next week.
Not tomorrow, but she's here other days of the week that I sometimes show up. So.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Right, we'll do that.
Okay, thank you.
All right, that's an interesting question. Thank you on that one. But for all folks who have a lot of indoor plants, always remember those things. If you see something that's different, it's probably one of three things: that the light intensity and amount of light, we'll just say, has changed.
And too often, the folks that bloom or whatever changes, and then people say, trying to figure out why it changes, so they increase watering.
Watering. Number one is watering.
Or adding fertilizer.
Well, that may not be the problem and be detrimental.
Yeah. They're not related to the issue, yeah. Okay,
so,
that's interesting.
So you think about those things. Has something changed? And just remember, it's minimal fertilizer.
Minimal. Gotcha.
What are that the plant that was growing under the USAA building in the shade?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is I'm thinking, where do we use it around? When I was home in Michigan, we used it underneath.
All right.
Foundation.
We're going to be right back. Milberger's Gardening, South Texas, on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
We're back with Milberger's Gardening South Texas, live from Milberger's Landscaping and Nursery at 1604 in Bulverde Road. Come out to visit or call us at 210-308-8867. That's 210-308-8867. And now back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 930 AM The Answer.
Welcome back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 930 AM The Answer. Alex Escobar with Dr. Calvin Finch and Mark Peterson. Give us a call at 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. Calvin's helping out a customer right now.
Yeah, it's just saying. So we got some ponytail palms. We're looking at probably we're going to recommend some larger pots, and then add some more soil. But what's going on is they're turning brown, and just like right before we left on the break, generally these indoor plants are going to be have one of three things: amount of sun, or a change of the amount of sun or direction of it.
Yeah.
And water and fertilizer. What happens is it starts turning brown, and most people will start adding water, which is not necessarily the right thing to do. These are very xeric plants, very drought-tolerant plants. And if we add water, then sometimes that produces that same look.
Don't you think it would be best to get attaching to somebody?
Yeah, somebody would.
Now, Mary disappeared.
Mary, she abandoned us. But what do we?
Maybe.
We're trying to look for some staff members.
It's right over there.
Oh yeah, that one.
So,
That's the one. That lovely young woman in the orange.
yes.
Salmon. That's salmon.
I don't think.
That's salmon.
Oh, is it? Sorry.
Oh, no. We always laugh at it. She'll ask on that.
I think we need.
Even a little bigger than that.
All right, Calvin's going to go out and
Yes,
find a
I
staff.
think you'll have to get a larger container, some extra soil, but and it has to be drought tolerant, very like a cactus soil. I think we sell that here. Yeah. And make sure that it is flowing when you water, that it's not real quickly. It's slow, and you just be patient, take some time, water it in there. But you don't have to. Yeah. It doesn't run out really quickly, is what I'm saying. Now, these are, like I said, ponytail palms, cork, and they are very drought tolerant. So you don't have to water them a whole lot.
Yeah, she doesn't. She banks off of that.
All right, good. Oh, even I like the ice cube method. Every once in a while, I'll throw ice. Yeah.
She's had them this big. You know?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'd say I have seen them 6-7 feet.
Yeah, she had one in that neighborhood.
So that's what I would do, but I'd definitely ask one of the staff members on here on that.
She's looking for somebody that'll do it.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, but always when I'm looking at those plants, I'm looking at either a change of light or change in watering. And change in light or change in watering. And she's well aware of the fact that you don't water them a whole lot. Yeah.
Okay, here comes Peter.
So we're going to get you some staff help here. Yeah. Oh, no.
All right, thank you, sir, for asking. Of course.
Bigger pot, better soil, huh?
Yeah.
Bigger pot, better soil.
And they'll survive.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
Yeah, they are pretty indestructible. In fact, that one's coming out with some looks like new leaves, even though it's brown on the ends. So, and then consistent light. In other words, don't move them around. Consistent, yeah. Don't move them around a lot. Find a place that has good bright filtered light.
See, in the winter, they've been in the garage.
All righty.
Yeah. Therein lies maybe a problem.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, get them out as soon. If they're in the garage, you get them out as soon as you can. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
I really appreciate it.
Hey,
Yes,
not a
thank
problem.
you, sir, for bringing it in. Thank you. All right, there's a lot of indoor.
Listen to it in the car in there.
Oh, okay, very nice. All right, a lot of indoor plant
well, thanks for
questions today.
listening.
Yes, thank you for listening. And while we wait for Calvin to come back, we
Calvin
have.
is searching down some staff.
But yes,
Some staff who knows a little about something. And like I
Absolutely.
recommended, I'm recommending a slightly bigger pot. They're in a number one, 2 number ones, and I don't know if that's a number 2, kind of nondescript pots, and get them a little bit bigger, and some cactus soil.
all right.
The cactus, it has some real soil, like sand, plus organic matter.
Gotcha.
So that's kind of what I want.
All right.
Rather than pure potting soil.
All right. 210-308-8867.
Yes, that woman knows everything.
210-308-8867. We have Bert on the line.
Hey, Bert.
Good to hear from you.
Hey, y'all. How y'all doing?
Oh, we're doing pretty good. How are you?
Fairly well. I just wanted to ask, I noticed in all the rain, well, I always know because from growing up in Louisiana, the ants always come out the ground from the rain when it gets too much. But I wanted to ask about pill bugs again. Why are they so detrimental to plants?
They normally eat decaying matter, dead matter, but they will eat live plant tissue on occasion. It's usually the slugs and snails that are more detrimental rather than the pill bugs.
Well, that's what I heard when I was in Louisiana when I grew up. They always said, even if you don't drink beer, just go buy a beer and put it in the ground, and put it in a cup in the ground, and it would attract the snails and the slugs.
Correct.
And I'm like, well, I don't want to attract them to my garden.
Well, you put it on the edge of the garden before you get in.
Thank you.
Or you have a killing field where you just plant it in a certain area and drag them all over that way.
Well, that's the one thing that I did learn this last week when I was studying them, because I saw with all the rain they were coming up out the ground. I didn't know they were a terrestrial crustacean.
Yeah, I was going to mention that last week, but I didn't get around to it. Yes, their closest relative is actually the shrimp. So when you look at a pill bug, just think of garlic and butter.
I love that one.
And lemon.
But I also wanted to say, it's like, have y'all seen many monarchs lately? I haven't seen any over here since the last time I spoke with you all about butterflies. When I had the, I can't remember.
We had one monarch flying around here today during the show.
So this is Calvin just sat back down. So this Bert, and his question right now was, have you seen any monarchs?
Yeah,
Correct.
Here?
Have you? Yeah, here or anywhere?
Anywhere, yeah.
Oh, yeah, we did. In fact, they've been coming through, and of course we were dealing with other issues, so all we did was wave at them as they went by. But I didn't go.
Well,
I didn't go check the certified butterfly garden. That's where I suspect.
Yeah,
Okay,
I didn't do it either this morning.
well, I wanted to ask you. That's what I wanted to ask also. It's like,
Well,
I mean, I know most
when Mary gets finished with that task, maybe we can latch on to her and see.
Well, I was just wondering what, as you were all...
that butterfly looked pretty in good shape.
Mm-hmm.
Looked like it might have been hatched here.
Oh.
and just mature.
This is one earlier before we went on the air that I missed. They said it was like an aircraft carrier. It was so big.
Yeah, this one was pretty attractive.
Anyway, we interrupted you. So.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No problem. No, I appreciate the comments. I love the comments. That's why I love listening to the show.
From Michigan or Bert from here?
I'm Bert from Chalmette.
Hi, Bert.
So, like I said, Calvin was out helping, and then he came back. So, all right. What else do you have?
What milk thistles do I plant here that will survive the heat, that are tolerant through the summer for attracting any monarchs on their migratory path?
What nectar plants?
Oh, gosh, yeah. Well, the good news is there's a lot of them. Looking at lantanas in the hot part of summer and in the fall. Also the salvias, Salvia gregii, and all of the, Salvia coccinea. All of those are good. They like the plumbagos, but the ones that are really the all-stars are the zinnias and the mist flowers and the porterweed. And Mark, what else?
That's what I said. I like zinnias, mistflower, and pentas.
Oh, pentas are a good one. Yeah. That's a shade lover too, so that gives you a little versatility.
Okay, that's great to know. Salvia, I love salvia. I love the red ones.
Oh, yeah. I love it because I have so many choices. In fact, I wrote an article one time for saws for our Tuesday newsletter, and it was Say Si to Salvia. So I listed about 22 different salvias you can plant here in San Antonio.
Bert, what's blooming right now that is really attracting them, it's the coreopsis. They've started to bloom, and the blue curl. Blue curl's taken over my yard. I went from trying to talk people into trying it 2 years ago, and now it's taken over my yard. So, but it's a great plant, and the pollinators love it. And let's see.
Well, just the other thing I wanted to ask you all: do you all sell those rotary push mowers? Because that's what I like to use on. I don't like the startup motors or anything like. That's why I said I have a garden weasel and a garden claw, and that's what I like to use in the yard when I'm working in the yard.
You are a man after my own heart, sir.
What is it?
Push mower.
Oh.
So, you actually. I'm going to give you.
You guys could use machetes too if you wanted.
Well, no, we're not going to go that far. Or the old swinger. Remember that one, Calvin?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I forget what we called it. Right off. But I'm going to go maybe one of the Aces, or that company that's named after a river in South America. And just see what's available out there. But you know what? Yes, sir. You are a man after my own heart. Push rotary is it's Saturday morning. Think about it. Saturday morning, the air is crisp, and all you can hear is that rotary mower just.
Yep, and I love it because it gives me exercise as well. But the only thing else I wanted to say, I know how y'all love monarchs. When I was stationed on the Pacific Coast, I was stationed in Pacific Grove, and it was called the monarch capital of the world. And I'm telling you, I have never seen so many monarchs in my life.
Well, this was a lot of years ago.
I was going to say, you going to tell them when it was?
1970.
Yeah. I was going to say it was either 70
there was some kind of war involved. But I was at the Defense Language Institute in Monterey, and I saw those same monarchs that you're talking about, I believe.
Yeah.
That was how I got introduced to them. It's amazing. They were all over those Monterey pines, and I thought, gosh, there couldn't be more than those. But there are many more in the Mexican wintering grounds.
Right. So that's the Western. We call it the Western family or Western group, and they're unique, but they have similarities to the central one that they all migrate down to the mountains of Michoacan.
Their population is even in tougher shape than the central population.
They don't migrate as much.
Look, I love Monarch. You know what? And like I told you all, you know what I would love to ever see again is a Luna moth the size of my hand. I've seen one or two of them.
Yeah. So this morning, my breakfast coffee on my Facebook, they came out with 5 caterpillars that look dangerous, but you shouldn't ever harm. And one of them was the tomato hornworm, which turns into a Luna moth, I believe.
Yeah. Well, or Mark,
Sphinx, one of the two.
Haven't we seen a couple in here?
On that wall?
Yeah.
Maybe
okay,
right
but so you got to make sure. So don't kill all the
tomato hornworms. Yeah. They also had the 5 was the one on the passion vine. Which one is that? Passion vine.
What's that? The frittery.
And the one that does all the dill and the parsley. So that's the black swallowtail. And
the only thing I'd like to give anybody some information is, like, if you ever get a chance to plant what I call a sacrificial plant, it's one out of season, and you plant it in your garden, and all the bugs go to there.
I'm sorry. We had a friend of the station just paw up, if you will. So anyway. So I wasn't listening.
If you get a chance to, like I said, sacrificial plants. Sometimes that's what you need. You plant one out of season.
Yes. Kind of the fancy Gigi term is companion plants that they both protect and attract. Classic as do marigolds next to tomatoes, because the marigolds get the spider mites and pull them away from the tomatoes. And then another one is basil plants or oregano, which the aromatic leaves send away or protect.
One of
the plants.
One of the favorite nectar plants is tropical milkweed too.
Okay, and that grows here well.
The tropical grows here too well. Some people would say.
Yeah, it's controversial.
Invasive. Right. That's the word I use.
Boy, if you give the monarchs its choice, though.
if you get it, it's like some unknown brand of vanilla ice cream or
Well, don't talk to me about vanilla ice cream. Now you're starting to talk about food, Mark, and I'm getting hungry again.
Oh, boy.
No, our famous one down the road.
I can see it and taste it, but I can't.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, you know what that one is down the road.
But
anyway, so the analogy is that monarchs will always, well, not always, will generally prefer the tropical as opposed to some natives.
They're not alone. All the pollinators love it.
I'm sorry, Bert. What was that?
With the tropical milkweed here in San Antonio, do we have to water them extra?
No. Even though they're tropical, we don't have to take special care of the milkweed.
And in fact, the tropical is one one that this does the second best ability to survive the winter here. The Zizoti usually does a little better, but in our experience with all those classes we've done in the plantings, the tropical has been the second most successful in terms of long-term survival.
And I just wanted to reiterate, my daughter has a palm, a sago palm, and she's got white spots on it, but she said she also has black bugs with them. So I was thinking lemon juice or vinegar.
No, I don't want to use the vinegar because that has some toxicity to the foliage. So what I would do, I mean, it's okay, but what I would do was a product called spinosad soap. It's actually insecticidal soap with spinosad. That would be my choice.
I was just thinking, like you said, insecticidal soap, Mark, and I used to make my own with just dish detergent and water.
That'll work.
So, yeah, and it was always the ivory because that was the mildest or simplest. But these insecticidal soaps, they have soap specifically designed for the plant to protect the plant and kill the insect. So, yeah, you can make your own, your DIY, but DIY. Yeah, that's what my choice would be: insecticide soap with spinosad.
And the only thing I wanted to say is, like, I had to move my aloes in because it got so hot. They got burnt a couple weeks ago. They got burnt when that sun came out. They got burnt, and I was just
that?
And yeah, I'm surprised. Aloe. The aloe's like hot weather, but you know what? Yeah, and you like to put aloe on your skin after hot weather. Yes. That's unusual.
I know.
All right, Bert. We got to take a break right now, Bert. We appreciate
Thanks,
calls.
Bert.
All right, we'll be right back with Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Welcome back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. 210-308-8867. 210-308-8867. We have James on the line. James, how are we doing today?
Pretty good. We got a little over 6 inches of rain out here outside of Marion, Texas.
Oh, wow.
And we got some water standing in the front yard, so the oak trees will get the benefit of that.
Yeah, I think they're pretty widespread, around 7 inches all around us.
Oh, yes.
And the aquifer went up 10 feet, so that was great.
Well, I want to talk about green beans, but I wanted to tell you about the purple martins. They came earlier in the year. They came and they looked at the purple martin houses and they left. And I couldn't figure out why they were leaving. And I went back to look at the stock tank back in the back. And it was dry, man. It was growing cactus in there. And I seen purple martins 2 days ago. And they're looking like they want to stay in the purple martin house. And I was thinking, well, maybe they're going over in my neighbor's tank. He's got water. And then I went back there to put them mosquito dunks in some low spots. And I got 3/4 of that big tank full of water. That's why they're staying, I think.
Oh, wow.
Is that why they're staying?
Well, it's hard to tell because I blame the fact that my yard was full of brush and wildflowers and trees that had grown up was the reason I didn't get any purple martin staying. And then I've had a couple guys say that not necessarily that they've got the same situation, but they had martins. But I think part of it was the weather and the conditions, and I think the populations have been challenged. I think the numbers were reduced, and I think there's a general, there's a list of probably about 6 different reasons. One of them probably is your container, that why they are not wherever they used to be. But like mine, I saw some couple weeks ago on the road harvesting some of those hatches of insects.
Oh, the nymphs, yeah.
Yeah. And so there's some around, but
yeah, I'm blaming it on there was no water in the tank, and now it's 3/4 full, and that's why they're staying, because I usually have them every year, and we've usually got water in the tank, but it finally dried up. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Well, I think it's a reasonable argument and a reasonable reason, and one of, like I said, one of 6 or 7 that caused changes, and not the smallest one was that the weather has been so erratic.
Well, I got that 80-foot row of green beans, the providers, and they're starting to put on green beans about 3 or 4 inches long, and then we got that 6-inch plus rain, and they look a little wimpy-limpy, and there's nothing you can do except pray for no more rain, the way I got it figured.
So mine are about 2 weeks behind yours. 2 to 3 weeks, and I didn't have any flowers or bean setting, so mine look okay. But it was only because of happenstance that I was, like I said, 3 weeks behind you. I had encouraged you to plant them, and then I was procrastinating, and I didn't get mine in. So it helped to procrastinate, in other words. But I agree with you.
Well,
we got enough now. Okay.
If we don't get any more rain, I think they'll make it. But if we get more rain, I think they're going to be a goners.
Uh-oh. All right.
Wow.
Yeah, I was up your way either Wednesday or Thursday. And you would like, I go, oh, I know a couple of shortcuts to where I have to go. Literally a shortcut road. So I'm barreling down 78, and I took my turn. I went, no, it was all flooded out, or it was all closed. And I went, no, I got to go all the way, long way around to go to my place. But it looked wet.
Shortcut.
Yeah. I'm sorry?
That low spot down on Shortcut, that'll slow you down for sure. If you get off the hard road or the path, I dug down in the ground to see how far that rain went down, and I dug with a digging fork, and it was muddy and wet down about 1.5 feet is all I could get. Because the hole kept filling in with water. That's how wet it is out here.
Right. So the point of that whole story was, it's pretty wet out in Comel and Guadalupe County.
Well, I think Mark is even saying that this is a reasonable time to. The soil is wet enough. There's enough moisture there that putting mulch down would be useful. Not it wouldn't resist addition of more water, but it would protect the water we have in the soil.
Well, it's pretty clay out where James is, so I don't know. I'd put more organic matter.
Well, I'm sure hoping it dries out a little bit and those plants
absolutely
perk up a little bit, because I'm looking forward to some green beans.
So am I. On that note, folks, so when they look wimpy looking and wilty looking, the answer is not to apply more water. Many times.
Stop.
Yes.
It's not.
Well, my Tatuma, my cucumbers, and my Oscar okra are all coming along pretty strong, too, right now.
That rain really saved a lot of people. I heard them talking at the feed store that even though they did get a lot of rain out here, that it's too late for some crops. They were talking, the farmers. Is that possible to have corn that it's too late for rain?
Oh, yeah. But let's see, what is it now? It's
so last week in April, maybe certain types of corn. Sweet.
Up north, Mark, we would just be planting it, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So, as I said, I'm thinking sweet, maybe. Yeah, maybe certain types of corn. Yeah, it's not out of the realm of possibility, but, we didn't have rain for so long that I'm like, maybe I'll risk a little late planting. I don't know, It's always a betting.
Well, in the old days, and I'm sure it's still the same, but you had a lot of choices on your seed corn. Which varieties you would use, and would be based on the weather that you've had up to then and the expected weather. But maybe that's more likely in the corn growing area than it is in a area that doesn't grow as much corn. But that's a pretty versatile crop.
Well, we got a little over 6 inches of rain, and I've been looking at the skies, hoping we don't get any more, because I don't think that green beans can take another drop.
No, the thing is, earlier in the show, I was helping with a gentleman during the break with his okra. And I said, what's wrong with it? I said, needs more sun. He says, they're planted in full sun. I said, not over the last 7 days. There hasn't been enough. So same with the green beans. We need to have more sun, and less rain, and to dry out everything and increase food production.
I'm making crosses against you guys over there.
Hey, like I just said earlier, James commented on it, it's a gamble.
Yeah.
It's a gamble every year.
You can't win if there's too much rain or not enough rain. It's never perfect. All right,
well,
thanks, James.
Maybe one of these days, before we get too old, we'll have a Jubilee year,
There you go.
What is this getting too old stuff?
Oh, man. Never. All right, thank you, James.
Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate it.
210-308-8867. We're going to take one last break for the day. We're going to be right back with Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Welcome back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Give us a call at 210-308-8867.
Hey.
210-308-8867.
You have somebody in the line?
No.
Should we ask Mary about the monarchs?
Absolutely.
Thank
yes.
you. That's what I was going to get to.
Right.
So, Mary?
Hi, guys.
Hey there. How's it going?
So we finally saw some more monarchs, huh?
Yeah, I saw a couple flying around yesterday that were probably getting it on. So.
Yeah, we were debating whether they were hatchlings that just matured here. Gosh, that would be a 30-day life, and then then they lay some eggs and they'll be done for them. The generation done for.
Right. Yeah.
Which is not unusual. There's some of those generations. Whether we estimate that they last about 3 weeks. That's all they last. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that migration have 4 different generations quite often. But yeah, they look good though.
Yeah, they were beautiful.
And we had a wonderful class at Floresville on Thursday, full house again, and then we've got another class scheduled for New Braunfels on the 2nd of May in the morning. So then that'll be it for the spring as far as the Monarch,
the Monarch classes.
And Milkweed classes, yeah.
Yeah.
But we're trying something different. We're giving the stratified seed, and so that we don't have to transplant so many.
Yeah, I think I overheard you talking about that when I was at lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we're also trying to collect our data. We've given up. We're trying to finally figure it out that it's so hard to get data on the phone nowadays. You know, it's both because a lot of people don't answer the phones, and the other thing is that quite often when it's 8 months from now, when you call, they haven't organized their data or anything. So we've given everybody a self-addressed stamped self-addressed envelope. They have to provide the stamps, and they can, in a data sheet, they can fill out the data sheet and mail it to us. Or if they prefer, we've put down a computer address too. A lot of gardeners have, and we've found out that especially that young class that we dealt with at Chavano Park, they especially like to communicate by computer.
Yep.
So that'll be interesting to see what kind of data we get there.
Now I'll be watching out to see if I have caterpillars later.
Yeah. Have you seen any? There's a red admiral, but have you seen any queens or anything yet? Fritillaries?
No, I haven't seen any queens or fritillaries. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not yet.
So mostly just the red admirals and finally now some more monarchs.
Yeah, and sulfurs here and there.
Oh yeah, that's true too. We've been a lot of sulfurs. And what else did we? Our moth. Oh, what was the moth that weird?
The hawk moth?
Yeah, I was going to say hawk moth.
Well, that's one of the names for it.
The white-lined sphinx.
Yes, that's it.
What is that?
The white-lined sphinx.
White-lined sphinx. White-lined
sphinx.
Sphinx.
Yeah.
Sphinx.
Yeah, that one's been flying around a lot.
Yeah, that's kind of fascinating. It looks a lot like a tomato hornworm. I guess they're related here. It may be a tomato hornworm.
Yeah. I mentioned that earlier that I had seen it on my Facebook in the morning. 5 caterpillars they look ferocious, or look like pests, but don't kill them. And I thought that they had said the hornworm was a Luna, but I don't think it's right. I think that's the hawk.
No, it's not a very interesting moth. But
okay.
It's kind of muted colors and stuff.
Okay. Do you know what one is the Luna? What
caterpillar?
Yeah, is the Luna moth.
It looks very similar to other large caterpillars.
Oh, okay. Nondescript large caterpillar.
Green and big as your fingers.
Yeah, I was going to say big as my thumb, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were talking about the nectar plants, Mary. What is your favorite list of nectar plants based on your experience dealing with the certified butterfly garden? Which ones do you see them use the most here at the nursery?
Well,
and at your landscape, you got some good plants too.
Right. I need to put in more zinnia. I haven't put in zinnia yet, but I use those.
Yeah, that's an all-star plant as far as I'm concerned.
Right, and the tropical milkweed's really a great draw. I've got
sure.
a Henry Dulberg salvia in the garden.
Is
That
that a big one, or is that one of the uniform?
It's an improved variety of the Mealy blue sage.
So it's kind of a disciplined grower, huh?
It's more disciplined. Like Victoria, Henry Dulberg, they're about the same.
Yeah, I'd say Henry Dulberg likes to reseed.
Yeah. Well, there you go. But they have a lot of these new varieties which are more showy, right?
Like Mystic Spires.
Yeah, Mystic Spires.
That's got a neat name, too.
Yeah. But, like the Henry Dulberg, it's a superstar. And it has that reseeding factor in it.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, thank you for the report.
Oh, yeah. Anytime, guys.
All right. Thank you,
Yeah,
Mary.
let us know if anything exciting happens, if you start seeing some new species. And then we'll give you a report, too, on the classes.
All right. Sounds great.
All right. Thanks, Mary.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much,
Bye.
Mary.
Bye.
All right. Got a couple more minutes. 210-308-8867. 210-308-8867. What I did not mention, we only mentioned the Vincas, but we have a good variety of sales here at Milberger's. As before, the Vincas 4-inch pot regularly $179, on sale 8 for $12. The sweet potato vine in a 4-inch pot regularly $199, on sale 5 for $9.50. We have the hosta. I believe that's how it's pronounced, hosta. Number 1, regularly $12.99, on sale $8.88.
Hostas?
Yeah, hostas. I kind of, when I open my newspaper...
Caterpillars will love those.
Well, it's slugs. For those who love slugs and snails, plant your hosta. It's a very popular perennial ground cover, ornamental, backward.
500 miles north.
Yeah. Where Calvin and I grew up. So when I opened my newspaper today, I kind of took a look at that. It's very pretty. It's very decorative in a large pot, but it is very attractive to snails and slugs.
Very interesting.
So,
yeah, you talk about if you want to
put a little protection in it.
Yeah, you want to be kind of frustrated by you fall in love with the plant.
But so
that one will keep you occupied.
Oh yeah, but yes,
it's really beautiful. There's dark green and blue greens and variegated. There are lots of varieties for it, but it's not on my list for Zone 8 and Zone 9, which is what we are.
All right. We have the flax lily, number 1, regularly $12.99, on sale $8.88.
Much better.
Much better. The variegated ginger, and a number 3, regularly $29.99, on sale $28.88, or 2 for $50. The star jasmine, on sale 2 for $60. Values to $39.99, but yes, two for $60.
They describe that in the ad as a very aggressive. Mark, you agree that it's a very
fast-growing and aggressive vine?
I don't know about fast-growing, but I think it's consistent. Aggressive is not the word I would use, but boy, it just moves right along.
And pollinators like it.
Pollinators love it. I love it. It smells wonderful.
Deer don't eat it.
And deer don't eat it, no. Very fragrant. But, yeah. It just,
how much does it have shade tolerance too, or do you want it to
Yeah, it has some shade tolerance, but, it always does better with more sun. So if you had a place along the fence where you had partial shade, maybe equal, 50%.
Like a morning sun would be wonderful.
Yeah, morning sun would be good.
Can it put up with afternoon sun?
Yeah. No, yeah, either or. Just like the Pintas, we say. Yeah, either or. And it's going to be mostly evergreen, except in cold winters.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing I always advise people. If you're going to put it on the fence...
It's a leaner.
It's heavy. It's really heavy. So a nice, strong, sturdy fence or sturdy trellis, that's what it prefers. You'll be more happy that way, as I tell people. But I mean, I like it. I mean, it is a good one.
You mentioned that. This was where I lived before. I remember it. When the wind came and falling over, and it was a heavy thing to try to put back in place.
Because it's all tangled and weavy, and you never want to.
It's kind of like you needed logs for braces to hold it back up there.
Yes, bring that. What's that? Forklift in. Yeah, I need a forklift to raise it.
But it does have a wonderful fragrance.
Oh, it is.
Pretty flowers.
Pretty flower, wonderful fragrance.
Mm-hmm.
Long term.
Yes, they're on sale. The split leaf philodendron.
Oh, we're going to get you right on this one. Philodendron. Philodendron.
Split leaf philodendron. Yeah. Number 3, regularly $34.99, on sale $28.88. The red yucca. Number 3, regularly $24.99, on sale for $19.88.
Now that red yucca is a good addition to the landscape. Unfortunately, sometimes there's our monarch. The deer will eat the blooms, won't they? Sometimes.
Yeah. Some of the older ones, because of the older varieties, the flower spikes are way out, away from the foliage. And, deer will get in there. But some of the newer ones, the flower spikes are closer inside the foliage.
This is probably the newer version?
Just a little bit, yeah. That's why I made a second look at it, yeah. The photo is brake light or stop light. And those are some of the newer varieties.
We also have double knockout roses on sale. Number 3, regularly $34.99, on sale $26.88. The Boston Fern hanging baskets, regularly $24.99, on sale $22.22. And the Vitex, number 3, regularly $29.99, on sale $22.88.
What kind of container is that Vitex in?
I'm looking. It's in a number 3.
Oh wow, that's a pretty good choice.
That's a good deal.
And that's another pollinator that the butterflies really like.
They really like, and it's not a deer. It's deer resistant.
Yeah, looks good. It's versatile. Some gardeners even cut it way back, so they get the new blooms every year.
Every year.
Or you can make it a small tree.
Yeah. Jerry recommended that every year to cut it back. I went, I may do it every other year. But it responds well to cutting all the way back down to the ground. That's the way we like to say it. It responds well. So it's going to come up with some nice shoots and some nice branches that are filled with blooms. Now we try to make a marketing public relations by calling it the Texas lilac. It's not a lilac.
It's not.
If you've grown up with lilacs, you know the difference. Lilacs smell wonderful, but it's very versatile, very drought tolerant. The pollinators love it. The bees and butterflies and hummingbirds love it. So, and there's white versions. This is the purple version. There's white versions out there.
Alrighty then. Well, thank you for listening today. We're going to be back tomorrow with Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.